you have enough for me and like half the viewers even, I think. Like you just come in here and you crack me up every single time you do your opening. I said this last time, I'll say it again. It's just hilarious. I feel like you're channeling your inner AC.
I don't know. It depends on what period of time, whether or not I want to accept that, because it's whether or not everybody hates him, in which case I'm not. But if you like him right now, then yes, I am.
It's the old AC.
Okay.
The new AC is questionable.
Okay. Okay, well, once again, we did have the Chen ban out. My hard K can't be this cute. Along with the Weaver. Elder Titan taken out. They're not going to let the Lich through. Not going to see that this time around. Kind of signature through the playoffs for the Cuties. Not going to make it through, at least in terms of these first two. If it goes game 3, who knows?
Come on, Crystal Maiden. Just do it, Chocobo. Do it for me.
Bat Rider's available. Chocobo. Big Bat Rider fan. But no, goes with the Life Stealer. Abaddon. Timbersaw. No hesitation. Those are curious picks for no hesitation. I wonder if they have a full like a full team in mind already. Pocket strat, as
they must, because picking a Timbersaw into a Lifestealer is a little bit questionable, because Timbersaw is just very naturally tanky. He has a huge HP pool, and Lifestealer is someone that capitalizes on that.
Yeah,
one of the few heroes that does.
Timbersaw also entirely reliant on magic damage, and Lifestealer kind of has built-in magic immunity.
It may be on a longer cooldown now, but it's still there.
Yeah, and I don't recall seeing in my investigations pre-game any Timbersaw.
Maybe they're trying out something new. Like they just realized that whatever they were doing last game wasn't working. They got to do something new and throw a curveball.
Well, I do have one game here with Timbersaw, but no Abaddon in there, so I'm not finding any existing pocket strat that they've shown in matchmaking. We'll see how it plays out here. Bane, Lifestealer once again sticking with what worked. They don't have the Elder Titan. I have to say the Elder Titan did work last game.
I bet they banned Death Prophet. Dumb Luck does. They're not going to let them just push down their towers and buildings like that again.
I would not disagree with that. Really expect it again. Really expect the ban this time.
If they don't, I bet the Cuties just pick it up again.
Yeah, just replace the Elder Titan with a different offlaner, and yeah, go at it. They've already got 2.
Yeah, oh, see, there's the Death Prophet. They're not going to let them do it again.
Yeah, we'll see how this mixes up their approach.
They might just look for like a more traditional Lifestealer lineup this time and get something for the Lifestealer to infest inside of.
Yeah, Chocobo, also big fan of both Puck and Storm Spirit, so 2 very good options for the Lifestealer bomb. Yeah, Storm Spirit, another likely candidate for a ban out of Dumb Luck.
And just for the heck of it, let's ban Bat Rider! Woo!
Just because. Yeah. Bat Rider's been a hero that it works really well against Lifestealer because of lasso, so he's just kind of traditionally been, even beyond the 100% pick ban rate, even more so for Lifestealer, so I guess it's not too crazy.
Yeah, that going through BKB is pretty huge, but I just don't see Bat Rider sticking around for too much longer. He's going to fall off as the months go on.
Yeah, I'm the one crazy captain who didn't ban Bat Rider when I drafted in previous seasons, and it never really bit me, so certainly no problem with ignoring him now. He's been nerfed even further. Crystal Maiden make it through. Crystal Maiden, excellent combo with both their previous heroes, Timbersaw and Abaddon. Very, very happy to have that aura early game.
Do we see a Midas this game? Crystal Maiden Midas?
Please, no.
Dude, I love it. It's so good. Have you tried it yet?
No.
It's so good. You don't even have to get it fast. And this is true for almost any hero. You always see people say, look, if you can't get your Midas by 7, 8, 9 minutes, don't get it. That's not entirely true. If you're still farming better than the other team and you get your Midas, you just accelerate your farm. And on a Crystal Maiden who needs a lot of levels, who needs some items or she's just ineffective late game, a Midas isn't a bad item even at like the 16, 17, 18 minute mark, because 6 minutes later, she's already made her money back in reliable gold. So when she dies, she doesn't lose it. She just slowly works her way towards items.
It's also a time frame. Again, that's also not making it up in 6 minutes. It's would be longer than that, but even so...
Oh yeah, she's dying and stuff, then...
That's a long period of time where you could have had, say, a Force Staff and just not die, as opposed to be incredibly slow and vulnerable with a Midas, which does nothing for your attack speed, because you're Crystal Maiden and you don't right-click things. Viper, the pick by Dumb Luck. This is... We talked about aggression. This is an aggressive lineup.
It definitely is, and if they don't pick like some kind of strong late game carry, then it's all about just winning the game early. Because Viper, it almost doesn't matter what hero they pick for that mid role. If Viper is against anyone in the mid, he's gonna win. Viper is just one of those heroes, similar to like OD. He wins the lane. That's his job.
Here's what I want to see from Dumb Luck. I have not seen any team, professional or in the Reddit Dota 2 League, pick Centaur War Runner, and I want to see him right here with an aggressive tri-lane with Centaur, Crystal Maiden, and Baden. Do it. Make it happen, Dumb Luck.
If they do, I'll bet a rare on it right now. They're not doing it. Come on, take me up on it. Take me up on it. Oh,
10 seconds remaining.
Easy rares, easy life. Clockwork. Gonna be the off-laner. Yeah, random account, 93, 21. He's been the story in the games that I've seen out of my hard carry camp. He this cute was doing work with Lich previously, had a huge impact in game 1 as the Elder Titan. This should be fun if he has the same kind of impact with a Clockwork.
yeah, he's a very, very good offlaner. I mean, it doesn't really matter what hero you put him on, he's still going to get his levels, he's going to get some level of farm, and he's going to be a nuisance the entire game. I mean, even that last game, he walked up and killed Shadow Fiend with like a crit out of stealth with Elder Titan. Ridiculous. I've never seen it happen before.
Yeah, kind of take a page out of the
Crit Shaker.
Earthshaker's book. Yeah.
It's like Crit Shaker, but Crit Titan. Good lord. That's what we need.
Well, we got that Storm Spirit ban that I mentioned, so I wouldn't be too surprised at a Puck, but right now they don't necessarily have a whole lot of physical damage. Oh, and they banned Puck.
They could, with Dumb Luck looking to fight a lot early, they might just pick up like a Queen of Pain, because that's where she really excels, is fighting early. And that's still someone for Lifestealer to infest inside of. But it's going to be Viper against Queen of Pain. And I haven't really seen that matchup before, but I imagine Viper wins it.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's a little tough on the Queen of Pain. The one thing that the co-op has, though, is that you Viper Strike Queen of Pain. Sure, it does a lot of damage, but she can blink away. So it's not you're trying to walk away at reduced 80% movement speed.
Yeah. But even then, I mean, what can the Queen of Pain do to Viper? If Viper gets the early levels in Corrosive Skin or anything like that, then he has magic resistance, and it's just a really horrible lane.
Yeah, so we're still... we do have the Infest Bomb out of Clockwork, so they may not necessarily feel the need to grab a mid who can do the same thing. So that may be a bit more flexible.
They're still going to want somebody that's mobile, so that they can capitalize on these hook shots.
Oh, Troll Warlord.
Okay, Dumb Luck is pretty much just all in. We have to win by 30 minutes, or we're going to lose.
Now, one thing we haven't mentioned is Viper against Lifestealer. Viper is excellent against Lifestealer. Viper Strike goes through magic immunity. you can cast it through Magic Community as well. So that's slow. You can get it off no matter what. The cooldown's really low, even without Aghanim Scepter. It's 30 seconds at level 3.
Remaining.
12 if you get Augs. So that's really strong against Lifestealer if you go single core carry.
10
That could
seconds.
help out.
They're going to
in terms
have to
of-
pick up some kind of semi-carry here for this mid-roll. They could...
5 seconds.
I don't see them running the Clockwork mid, especially against a Viper. Yep, there's the Queen of Pain. I wish we'd bet rares on that.
Yeah, they did go with the Queen of Pain, so basically kind of new school out of Dumb Luck and old school out of My Hard Carry Can't Be This Cute. Just kind of 6.78 standard as standard can be out of them, and a whole lot of variation out of Dumb Luck. Not a typical lineup.
Oh, that's Blind Wrath on the Viper. They're going to put Tor Warlord mid.
So are they going to aggressive tri-lane the Viper?
They would almost have to, because if you're not being very aggressive with Viper and like a carry position, you're not getting the most out of the hero. He can't just sit back and farm and expect to do as well.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they're not. They're actually going to safe lane farm him and put the Timbersaw off lane. Because I just have a feeling, but we're inside the game. Smoke up! Oh, are they level 1 Roshing? Or are they just going to go for a kill? We'll see as Dumb Luck moves out on the dire side. Confector leading the way on the Abaddon. Followed up the stand-in. Blind Wrath playing that Viper. Antism will play Timbersaw Death on the Troll Warlord. And then Steha, the captain, bring up the rear as the Crystal Maiden. Want to take My Hard Carry Can't Be This Cute?
Oh, I was muted. I am so sorry.
Oh.
I was going through it. The cuties, we're going to have Jacobo, the captain, on Queen of Pain. We'll have, ooh, more items. Hooray! We're going to have Twisted Mumbler playing the Rubik. That'll be Ragbinder, once again taking up the role as Lifestealer. That'll be Moloch, again, on Bane, and Random Account on the offlane Clockwork.
And now the smoke up out of the cuties. So both sides using a smoke looking for something.
You smoked? We counter smoke.
Oh,
they
they're
might get
waiting.
death.
Oh, I don't know about this. They're
No,
wasting a lot of time here now. They're going to be out of position for the wave. I've seen this before, and it's backfired quite heavily, where they'll sit and wait for first blood mid. Mid just TPs back in, loses no experience. But now they go in, lift up from Twisted Mumbler, pull back on Death. Open wounds, going in. Shadow Strike is used. Dragbinder gets low. Will be brought down now by Steha. This could get turned around. Steha taking right clicks. Random account, 93-21. Nightmare goes out on Steha. Random account's not moving right now. Takes the Nightmare off. Trade it around. Random account's still alive. Down goes Twisted Mumbler, the Rubik. And then there goes Chicobo. 3-1 the trade. That backfired pretty heavily. At least they got the first blood.
Tactical feed.
But they didn't necessarily lose the experience war in terms of getting to lane because they drew the entire team mid.
I don't know about that exchange. Maybe new meta, level 1 team fight behind enemy towers is not going to work out. It was a nice play, but it was just a little bit too risky because by the time that they managed to actually get the gank off, the Viper and who was behind him? I think it was Abaddon had already moved up on the other side of them. They had to know they were in a horrible position.
Yeah, and as I was talking about in terms of the level 1 gank mid with everybody, I've seen it before where you just sort of wait up here and wait for the mid. You get the kill. If the mid's going bottle rush, he dies, buys a TP scroll, TP's back to lane, doesn't miss any experience. Meanwhile, you had all 5 to get like a 10th of a level and first blood gold. First blood gold is nice, but you may actually lose lanes because of it. So it's pretty risky in that regard as well.
I'd say after it's all said and done, like with the time spent traveling and everything, it's kind of evened out. It might be a slight favor towards Dumb Luck. Ooh, bottom lane.
Oh, yeah. Frostbite goes out and Twisted Mumber. The lift ups, gets the stun out. Nightmare used, but moving too slowly. The last right click from Crystal Maiden is enough, but good turnaround. Stayhug going to be brought down. One more right click actually does go down to Rag Binder. So they trade support for support.
I think that actually goes in the Cutie's favor there. Just because Ragbinder got the kill. You get the kills on the carry, you're winning your lane.
Yeah, and also usually you want to get the kill first, so you get the experience. But the Rubik die meant that Ragbinder got a bigger piece of the pie for experience as well, so that's even better for the carry.
Yeah. It's still kind of an even trade just because the kill order, but Ragbinder did get the most out of it, and that's what's important.
Yeah, so we end up having the aggressive tri-lane with the Timbersaw. I've seen this once before, and it did not go well. Timbersaw, a very level-dependent kind of hero.
Yeah, but he is already level 3, just because he was participating in that whole nonsense that went down the middle. And
Frostbite
now
on
they...
Ragbinder.
Oh.
But
And
no
then they
follow-up.
just... Yeah, they just disengaged that. But that's left Viper to 1v1 up against the Clockwork. And Clockwork's actually one of those heroes that can kind of punish this. If he gets a lot of early levels in Battery Assault, and he has actually opted to level Rocket Flare first.
He has to be really careful here. That's slow. He'll just be able to catch up.
He's gonna die. If he gets one more attack off. No, this ain't happening.
He has no TP scroll, though, so he can't just TP out in a nook.
I feel like Blind Wrath gave up on that a little bit too early.
Yeah. I wonder if I wonder how often he's played Viper. Not that he's playing badly in any way, but you kind of get a sense of, I get a slow, now I kill him. That's how Viper feels in the early game. If you get, especially now that you have no cooldown on that Poison Strike at level 1, you can just spam it.
I feel like what happened was he was worried that there was going to be some support there because he didn't just run straight down the lane. He started running into the jungle. He's like, well, crap, someone's in the jungle waiting for me to follow that Clockwork.
That's the one nice thing about running an aggressive tri-lane, though, is that you should be able to keep eyes on the supports. A TP in for Manwa Count, though, he's coming bottom.
Oh, no, Twisted Mumbler just missed that TP. Or missed the telekinesis.
Can he get within range? The Timbersaw. Timber Chain is available. Timber Chain's to the side. Not the best location. Gets the cogs off. Pulls him in. Frostbite is used. Could get turned around. Ram account does go down to the Timber Chain. Now Antism being chased by Ragbinder. They don't get a kill. And that attempt gets turned around. And that is really, really bad. Now Twisted Mumbler gets brought down. Goes in tower range.
Tactical feed.
So not only does that make the tri-lane harder, that makes the top lane just completely you can't stay
Viper's
there
won it
anymore.
now. Yeah. He's just going to have to be extremely careful. And even in this middle lane, it's kind of like a trade for farm. It's a trade for farm on Troll Warlord and then on Queen of Pain. And I don't really know that you can afford to do that because if the troll gets any amount of items, it's going to get out of hand.
Yeah, it's going to be really reliant on the rotations here from Chickabo. You'll get up the levels and then start making things happen. It's actually gone for 2 levels in the Shadow Strike.
And Ragbinder, yet again, ignoring Midas as an item choice completely and getting the phase boots.
Yeah, it'd be awfully greedy in the...
It would be. There's just no way that he can Midas against this just because of their entire team is based around fighting early.
Frostbite on Ragbinder. I'm surprised he didn't just rage out of there.
He realizes he didn't need it, I suppose, and just walked away to Tango.
Rotation from the supports toward mid. I mean, it's easy to tell that the supports are gone. Ping actually goes out from Chickabo toward the trees, and they're just backing off.
There was actually a dire ward in the bottom river, so they saw them walking up there anyway. They were there. They didn't smoke
Yeah.
up or anything.
No surprises. But the ward died and they double back. Maybe this will work out. They had no way of knowing that happened, but that actually worked out perfectly.
Dumb Luck is getting beat by Dumb Luck.
Matlock gets off the Nightmare, but he's eating a lot of tower shots, and then the TP in, and they're just going to have to back off. This is probably going to be a return kill. The Sonic Wave over top Mumbler goes down, and Chikobo just going to have to bail now. Once again, an attempted rotation backfires for
In the bottom lane,
the Cuties.
the Timbersaw just killed Lifestealer. This is not going in Cutie's way whatsoever. You're losing every lane against a lineup that's focused around winning the game early.
Radiant's bottom
But really, it depends on... Oh no, Ragminder... No, he's gonna be fine. I mean, he TP'd in, immediately frostbit, and just raged and walked into the trees.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Crystal Maiden. Can't really do anything about Lifestealer. You frostbite him, he just rages
Oh,
and
top lane.
walks away.
Oh, Blind Wrath actually got a solo kill up against the Clockwork. And that's entirely because Random Account decided to get the Rocket Flare build instead of Battery Assault.
Yeah, 1v1 Clockwork, it's really all about the Battery Assault.
It does a ton of damage at rank 4 of it, but he's got rank 1. And actually just TP's bottom and says, okay, it's
Yeah.
time for me to die down here.
Had a solo lane, but 8 minutes in, still not level 6, does not have a hook.
He might just stay inside experience range to get it right now.
Actually
No?
doesn't, and we'll back off as the tri-lane completely backs off. They're hip to them.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, you look at the way these lanes are shaping up, and Cuties are going to have a real challenge in this game if they want to come back and be relevant in this game at all. The Viper has doubled up the Lifestealer and farm, and that's very scary.
Viper actually going for the mech build.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You know, if you can farm it up before 10 minutes, then you can just fight and win.
Diving, there's the rage to turn around, but they just back off once that goes off. In comes Chikobo TPing in. Scream of pain hits everybody, does a lot of damage, but here comes Steph. Lifted up, pulled back. Sonic Wave over everybody, but being brought down. Still nobody dead. The mech arrived during that fight. Heals everybody up, and that's 3 for 0. Could be, will be 4 for 0.
Radiant's bottom
And that didn't help.
under attack.
So that was just some really bad timing, because the Queen of Pain's ulti had 2 seconds. It was 3 seconds even before that mech got there. If he had been able to get that scream off, then Sonic Wave would have killed almost everyone on Dumb Luck at that point. They were all extremely low. Mech showed up, everyone's back in the fight, and, well, you see what happened.
Yeah, that's a 10-minute mech. So in the middle of a fight, the proportion of HP that is at this point in the game is huge.
It really is. I don't think the Cuties were expecting it.
Now, it's really not what's on your mind going into that fight. Expecting them to have a mech available, but it pays off dividends.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It really did. It turned that fight into, instead of trading a couple of heroes on both sides, it turned it into a 4-0.
Looks like we may have another fight mid. This time, Dumb Luck looking to force the issue. See if the Cuties are able to get a better engagement being on the defending side this time. Right,
Really,
there's
there's-
low health and backing off, though.
There's no way for the Cuties to really punish this early aggression now that the mech is up and running, because they can just death push down the towers. The Abaddon's throwing out heals. Here comes the Troll Warlord ulti. They're attacking.
Oh,
No?
huge damage to Chikabone. Not reacting quickly enough.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Viper Strike used on Twisted Mumbler. He'll go down to the poison damage. Now locked in place by the Frostbite. Random Account trying to get away with the cogs, but the poison, will it be enough with the Urn Charge? Getting low. No, Nova misses. Random account will survive 55 HP. It's another death and a tier 1 mid. Really trading for nothing.
And while this goes on, like, Ragbinder's been trying to farm up, but it's not really working out for him. He just can't farm fast enough.
Oh, ping's going out. Malak going the wrong way. They try and juke into the trees and TP out. Actually,
Where's the
doesn't
TP?
immediately TP out. A little slow, but they don't chase him in.
They just figured he was gone.
Quick enough reaction, I think Steo may have been able to get there with a frostbite. But sneaks out, does Malak. No losses there, but Dumlock sitting on nearly a 10,000 gold and experience advantage at 12 minutes into the game. We said it was going to be hard in game 1. Looking even tougher in game 2.
They just... Oh, no, they did find Ragbinder. He was, like, sitting in the trees, and Abaddon and Crystal Maiden walked by him. Didn't have vision of him. It's like, what's going on here? He just kept walking around the camp, and eventually got vision of him in the trees.
Rocket spots them out, still loitering in the Radiant jungle up top. Random account gets away using his battery assault, limping away. Double damage is bottled for death.
Antism is 1,000 gold off. It's actually more like 850 off from his Bloodstone now. 13 minutes into the game.
In an aggressive tri-lane.
In an aggressive tri-lane as Timbersaw. Hey, why not?
And this will help. Another tower going down up top. Blind Wrath getting the last hit on that. Should be moving in toward a Manta style. Has a Yasha done.
It almost feels like the game is already hopeless for cuties because your only like source of physical damage is your Lifestealer. And Lifestealer isn't someone who can farm from behind and hope to catch up. He's not going to farm. He does. I guess he farms as well as them, and that's the problem. He has to farm faster.
Yeah, and an alternate way to come back is to take a big team fight. You know, you can see a mistake that you exploit in initiation or get a really great jump. But they don't necessarily have the tools to make that particularly easy. As random account
account's
takes a
gonna
lot of
die.
damage.
Oh, no, Hook's the way to say.
Yeah, able to get away, but no Aghanim Scepter hook, so that's down for 70 seconds.
They didn't even manage to finish his tower off bottom before they had to come back.
At the very least, it's not in deny range.
So they just traded off both towers in their top lane. I mean, those towers aren't entirely that important for Radiant side. I mean, the TP reactions, the only thing it gives you access to is the Dire jungle. That's pretty much all you get out of them. And I don't think they had any plans to go there anyway.
Yeah, right now, Dumluck in the position that you want to be with a tri-core lineup, all three on top of the net worth board. Ragbinder sitting about 900 gold behind the Troll, who is third in the listing, so...
And there's the finished Bloodstone.
At 15 minutes in.
Oh, disassembled his arcane boots for it. What a guy.
Ping goes out. They see the clockwork. Can they get the clockwork? He's just going to back off.
Well, they're completely fearless. Like, they know that no matter what the cuties do, there's not really anything to kill them. They have the mech. They have Abaddon. There's just so much healing.
Well, they just used the mech. TP up top. Oh, he actually canceled the TP. As now the fight breaks out. That's not where you want to be fighting 4v5. And two go down for the trouble.
I think Jacobo's doing the only thing that he really can at this point, and that's split pushing. Quap isn't the most horrible split pusher just because she can clear waves really fast. But when you have to resort to that, at 16 minutes into the game, you pretty much get the feeling that the game's over.
Yeah, it's
They're not
really
such
hard to
infinite either.
imagine a fight going Cutie's way at this point.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bragg did just finish up the armlet, but an armlet at 17 minutes in against what Dumbluck already has doesn't really feel like it's going to have the impact that it normally would.
Yeah,
Of course, he is going to be pretty tanky with that thing turned on.
I always try and look at these situations as what can they do to maximize their chances of coming back? How could this turn around? And it is really tough. First up, they need level 6 on their Rubik and Bane. They're sitting at level 4 and 5 respectively right now at 18 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, we've been focusing a lot on like the items and stuff that Dumbluck has been getting, but you take a look at levels, and it's not looking good. There's not even a reason to commentate on what's happened to Rubik. Poor guy.
Yeah, it's just exploding right there. Timbersaw actually not over leveled though, sitting at level 9, even to the Life Stealer.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Well,
fallen.
You don't really get the levels from pushing early like this. You just get
Yeah.
a ton of gold. And I mean, that's all gold that's still available for the cuties if they ever manage to push out of their base. And now you're left to break the base. And breaking a base with Timbersaw is not really that easy.
But what
Cool.
is easy is Roshan when you have a Troll Warlord ult.
Yeah. It's gonna die pretty quick. Not even gonna scout it out. I mean, they know what's happening. The entire enemy team is just backed off. Roche is the, most sane option, but they're just gonna take a tier 1 tower top, get what gold they can.
Oh, they even fortify. They're going to get the deny on the tier 1. So they don't
might
even
actually
get the
just-
trade.
They
Oh,
are gonna
jumps
kill
out
everybody
with the
if they get up
Sonic
here, though.
Wave. Viper Strike used on Chikobo should die to the damage and does in the trees. Battery Assault going to help bring down the Viper though. That ends up being a 2-for-1 trade. They'll take it at this point.
It's better than sitting in your base and waiting for the death push to come.
Could have really used that tower though, as opposed to the deny. As it is, they're continuing to move forward. Ragbinder a bit low here. Be up this far. The rotation coming in.
Oh, they're gonna if Troll comes in here, he's dead.
Ragbinder needs an infest. Rages. Armlet toggles. Infests into Twisted Mumbler.
Probably not the
Lift up
best
for the
choice.
stun. And still trying to get away with the armlet toggle. It's slowed down by the chakram. Nightmare goes out on Antism. Twisted Mumbler does get brought down. Random Account did die as well, but they do get Ragbinder out of there through some miracle.
I guess Mumbler was a pretty slow target to infest into, but it's just the infest he needed. He just had to get out of harm's way for just a moment.
Yeah, there weren't a whole lot of options there.
Oh, drums. His next item choice. He's just buying these mid-game items that he hopes gives him what he needs to take someone down. But if it's a 5v5 engagement, I still just don't see it going the cutie's way. And yet again, here's Chikobo down here in the bottom lane, trying to split push. And this is what you have to resort to on a Queen of Pain at this point in the game.
Yeah, and the one upside they have is being this low level, dying, they respawn relatively quickly.
Yep, that's a plus. I told you, tactical feed. They just want Rubik to be able to respawn in telekinesis over and over.
See, I'm still waiting for that, for my tactical feed idea to get implemented, where you have one support dedicated to feeding a opposing support, so they get a beyond godlike, and then you get your carry to kill that support for the 1,000 gold bounty that it will give.
Radiant's middle
Tactical
tower
feed.
has fallen.
Of course. Well, that's what they were doing. They were just giving them a bunch of kill streaks, and they're going to take them back while they're defending these racks.
Yeah, tier 3 tower goes down. Hook shot in. Cogs is in. Blind Wrath. Down goes the Aegis. Will respawn in a second. Getting low is Antism. Ult from Stayhawk. Full duration here. Infest into a creep. Healing up. Ult goes off of Confector. Chickabo brought down. Confector just barely surviving there. 2 down right now. 5 low. Mech back up. And that'll be Rax. They gave it a go, but not able to quite bring anyone down. And then the mech, and it's just too much. I think this may be where they call it.
I don't know. Chocobo is not really one to say the game's over. But I just don't see a way for the cuties to get back into this. I mean, what few items they have on the lifestealer, none of them are late game items. They're all mid game items. He can't farm very quickly at all. And he's really their only hope for any kind of damage. And he's being doubled up, almost doubled up, by 2 different heroes. The Troll's another, 3,000 gold ahead of him? It's just not a very likely outcome for the cuties to get back into this game. I do like the Ghost Scepter pickup on Chocobo, though. It's why he lived for as long as he did when he was in the middle of all those heroes at the racks.
Yeah, there's a Ghost Scepter on random account 9321 as well.
Yeah, if the Viper's not auto-attacking, and the Troll's not auto-attacking, well, they've just lost a lot of the damage that they had.
Oops, went out the wrong cog, but he'll be alright.
No, it was all planned. He wanted them to go that way. Maybe
Malak's
it's
been messing with my head all game, having Chickabo in his name.
He keeps getting close to these people with Fiend's Grip up, and I'm like, is he going to use it? Is he going to use it? He's going to get him.
Oh, Ragbinder's going, does the open wounds on death. Gets stunned up immediately, though. Infest now trying to turn this around. Hook shot in on Stayhuff from random account 9321. Now trying to bring down Death. Can they? No, not enough damage as the TP comes in with the Boots of Travel on Antism. Double damage activated now. Twisted Mumbler being chased down behind on the opposite side of the map. Random account 9321 trying to TP out. Cannot with a Frostbite. Antism gets the kill at the tier 4s. Now pushing into the tier 3 bottom. And there it is. Much more anticlimactic than game 1. Just straight start to finish.
Yeah, that was a stomp in one direction.
I have to say it really went that way with the rotation bottom.
They kept trying to rotate and get these early fights against a team that's going to punish anyone that tries to fight them early.
Yeah, random account TP'd bottom to try and help out, died. So that engagement not only lost the tri lane, lost the top lane. Mid was a trade, so they were just too far behind out of the gate. That's game 2. That means that's the first game that My Hard Carry Can't Be This Cute has lost in the playoffs, and the first time this entire season that they've split the first 2 games. Game 3 coming up to decide it all in the Red Dota 2 League Finals for Season 2. Coming up in just a minute.